This attraction is a full dome theater with a movable seating platform. The film shown in this theater is based on a traditional Chinese love story. Combining real and virtual scenes, the show allows visitors to witness an unusual romance between a fairy weaver girl from the Celestial Palace and a lowly cowherd. The story tells of a fairy who leaves her home at the Celestial Palace to marry a cowherd. But their happy life doesn't stay happy very long. Soon after, she's forced to leave by the Celestial Court. In order to get her back, the cowherd risks his life chasing after the fairy to the Celestial Palace. Their true love wins the day, and they are granted a reunion.
The external design of this dome theater resembles a planetarium and gives visitors an impression of what the Celestial Palace from the story Romance Across the Stars actually looks like.
First, we will enter a planetarium, the ceiling of which is covered by a full dome screen. The Milky Way will emerge on the screen. We will feel as if we are embraced by a sea of stars. As the stars appear, our story begins, because the hero and heroine symbolize two stars on the opposite side of the Milky Way. When the show in the planetarium ends, the audience will enter the main showroom, a fantastic Oriental world, decorated in the traditional Chinese style. In the center of this room is a mobile auditorium that rotates as well as moves up and down. Above the auditorium, we will find a full dome screen displaying a marvelous starry sky. As the show begins, a beautiful landscape emerges on the screen. An ancient tree comes to life and starts to tell the story. The story is told through different screens around us, and the seating platform revolves in a circle as the show progresses. At first, we will see scenes of how the cowherd and the fairy get to know each other, and the happy and idyllic life they share. The climax of the story comes when the love between the fairy and the cowherd is learned by the Celestial Queen Mother in the Celestial Palace, and the fairy is taken away by the Celestial Court by force. The cowherd flies into the Celestial Palace resolutely to find his love. At this moment, we will be lifted up by the movable seating platform, and we will feel as if we are soaring above the clouds and flying toward the dome screen overhead to the Celestial Palace with the cowherd. And in the Celestial Palace, we will have an amazing adventure. In the end, the Celestial Queen Mother is moved by the cowherd's perseverance and what he has done for love. She allows them to reunite once a year on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month. Every year, on that day, thousands of magpies will build a bridge across the Milky Way, which leads them to one another and to happiness. This story is believed to be the origin of the Chinese Valentine's Day. As this touching story comes to an end, we will then descend in our comfortable seats, giving our best wishes to the cowherd and the fairy.
你觉得喜欢我们这个项目吗？
我觉得蛮好的，那个感觉是特别的真实。其次，它作为坐垫还有那个角度的，就倾斜的角度的调节，我觉得非常好。
我觉得特别好看，对，然后，就是感觉特效做得特别好，特别喜欢。
那你觉得有什么亮点是特别让你印象深刻的？
特效好。
The main showroom can seat 152 people and presents this romantic fantasy with a combination of dazzling special effects in a full dome theater. The seating platform can move up and down and can rotate 360 degrees, allowing the visitors to watch the show from various angles. And as it lifts the audience up towards the full dome screen, they feel as if they are really flying into the Celestial Palace. The diameter of the full dome screen is 22 meters. Alongside with compelling 3D computer graphics, it gives audiences an immersive experience when they venture in the majestic Celestial Palace and feel the glamour of traditional Chinese mythology.